Hey, everybody, thanks so much for watching the Cooligans. They gave us a TV show.
What a ridiculous decision.
What are you guys called?
We're the Cooligans.
So we're Cooligans
Yeah, we're
instead
two
of the hooligans.
We're two stand-up comedy.
This is going to be very much a comedy show and a soccer show.
We're just a part of it now.
This is actually mine. I want to gift it to you. This is a Megan Rapinoe bobblehead. Who better to have it than Megan Rapinoe? Another hand for Arsenal.
This is the first stop on the tour.
Okay.
Starting out with a banger.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah, England invented the sport.
Yeah.
But we are innovating it.
Twitch Sports said, is this live? Are we in trouble?
What did we do, Twitch?
The TV debut, Nutmeg, say hello.
I need my medicine. Oh, this is my medicine.
There it is.
I'm good. This is NYCFC at home with the Cooligans, presented by El Jimador. I think you could adopt me. I'll be the Bronx Beckham. You know what I mean?
Okay,
You got
that's it.
Brooklyn already. What would it take for two about-to-be ordained comedians to officiate the wedding? Like, is there like?
I'd have to ask Ash, but I mean, maybe you're like top 3.
I'm out here doing the two-step for Dr. King. I don't know about you.
special delivery? We got rid of racism.
My name is Christian Polanco.
I am Alexis Guerreros.
And together, what are we?
Okay, go ahead.
Yo,
Are we on?
we're on. What's good, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
All right.
I'm alive. I'm a little more alive than yesterday.
Okay. You see what we're
I'm not
wearing?
gonna tell you how much, but I am more.
You know what, Alexis? Nobody cares, all right?
Yeah, let's guess.
That was old news. People are like, yo, I don't even think Alexis is, I think he's done for.
Yo, I put on Instagram that I was like, hey, sorry about yesterday. I was really doped up on a lot of stuff there. I barely knew what I was talking about. And old ass Corey replied to my story. He goes, yeah, we noticed.
And old ass Corey is in the chat right now saying, "You're." Hopefully that'll.
Yeah, it was good, old ass Corey.
With the alarm clock. Nutmeg is on my chair. I'm trying not to make sure I don't roll over him.
Ribs and Pizza said that I'm #1 public enemy for PETA. That's people eating terrible appetizers. Let's go.
Wow. Hopefully they don't come after you for what is it, like some trademark or copyright infringement or something. Michael Raymond said the drip
Somebody
is
noticed
dope.
the drip is dope.
Hey,
I mean, I think you could tell. You know what I mean?
seeing it right now. It's bucket hat season. When is it not bucket hat season? You know.
Never. When the money dries up, that's it, and you know it never does out here.
You see, we're wearing some Gotham gear.
I'm wearing the only thing that fits.
Okay.
Right here.
And if maybe I can pull this up, but Gotham FC just announced, literally right now as we went live.
I just retweeted it.
Oh, okay,
from
perfect.
our account.
Perfect. So they announced their new limited edition merch, the 90s limited edition merch, and here we go. So we'll talk about it in a moment. You okay? You got hurt?
No. Wifey just brought over a very hot cup of tea and then proceeded to spill it all over me.
Like how much of it? A lot of it?
A significant amount, enough that I've pulled back and will be changing my socks and probably my shorts.
Got it.
Is this milk?
It's not an accident,
I
bro.
don't think milk.
Dropping hot.
All right, hold on. Here, gotta get the.
Do what you gotta do. Handle your business.
All right, but not spill it, and then I end up spilling it.
Hold on, you spilled it all over the front. Ay, Dios mío.
Michael Raymond, thank you for the compliment. A nice cold brew said, "What's goody?"
Do you have one? Yeah.
Were you guys in Yankee Stadium on Sunday? We actually were not in Yankee Stadium on Sunday. I did watch the game, but we couldn't make it.
I was so sick.
Yeah.
But it did make me feel better to watch that, especially after Arsenal made me sad. You know?
Joe Whitlock just said Christian starring in House Party 5. Let's go.
Yeah. Wait till you see him do the moonwalk, bro. Oh man, there's tea everywhere.
Siri Brown Eric Keating says hi, D. D came in I think she meant to throw the hot tea at your face and accidentally.
Came in, she splashed tea there's tea everywhere still. Hold on, new cup.
Hold on, I'm gonna let you do it.
Who wants to see this? Can I get a napkin? Is that possible? There's still a little more tea.
Crimson Pizza said, dude, they got 3XL though. I don't think they have. I think they go up to 2XL, but I'm not sure. Please.
They definitely have 2XL because I know they are sending me. Shouts to Eric Keating, buddy.
Hey, look at this.
Little
all right?
Stumptown.
This show's sponsored by everybody. Everybody in the chat, dude.
Yeah, without you guys, you wouldn't have clothes on right now. I know they will have 2XL. I don't know if they have 3XL, but the clothes do fit a little baggier, as you can see on Chritian. He looks like he's wearing his dad's Gotham FC shirt.
What are you talking about? Look, there's not that much. Look how much room there is. There's not too much.
Sing.
Okay.
Bucket season.
Let's go.
Wifey just called you Papi Shampoo.
Papi Shampoo. I've never heard that before.
You've never heard of Papi Shampoo? How are you Dominican?
Who's Papi Shampoo?
That's like it's like what they call like a player. You know what I mean? It's like what a girl would now call daddy, right?
No, I prefer to go by my.
If you say Bobby Conditioner, I'm
my nickname. My favorite nickname which is just adulterer. That's my favorite.
Hey, whatever, dude. It's your culture, my dude.
It's a cool, cheeky nickname. It's all good.
Yeah, you need to come to terms with your culture, my guy. Not me. I'm out here being Cuban.
So yes. Hello, everybody. If anybody is new here, hello, welcome. We're the Cooligans. Blah blah blah. We'll start the podcast in a moment.
Meg English said, Pele D spilling. This will never die. And I appreciate you guys for it. It said Alexis burning his nuts is great content. Buddy, we're here for you. I also want to apologize for not making any sense yesterday for a solid maybe 8 hours. You got about a 2-hour glimpse of it.
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining, I thought. Yeah, if you go on our Instagram,
some of you may not have noticed the difference, but
the lion into the sun analogy will live forever. It's on our Instagram now. But bro, I mean, it really was when you watch the replay, you're like, man, this guy was really in a bad place. You know?
I watch it. I'm like, yo, this guy's got good ideas. I hope he gets out of that rabbit hole soon enough. 10 billion lines. Thank you very much. I'm going to forward you. There's a series of videos where they use AI to solve like those like world-renowned theoretical questions. That's one of them that's been brought up like in the past. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like it's like the two very large powers coming at each other. So I'm going to send you that saw that, which I saw right before I did the show. And I think that may have stuck in my mind.
Okay, so let's get.
I'm assuming cold brew and Dayquil Alexis equals cocaine Alexis is Paolo Nelson. I'm gonna let y'all go with whatever you want. Once a month, we should just have Alexis take cough syrup. Let's go, dude. We got to do a lean episode, bro.
Sure. Is that legal? I don't even know if it's legal.
Well,
they don't know what's in the cup. They don't know what's in the cup. It's nobody's business.
I may have some that was prescribed to me. I do have some, so we could do a little dab.
You don't get prescribed lean. You get the ingredients, the cough syrup. Anyway.
Well, what they're gonna prescribe you Jolly Ranchers and Sprite?
Okay, Dr. Lil Wayne. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Doctor's like, make sure you put that in 2 styrofoam cups.
Morgan tends to say, hey, yo, what's good? Thank you for joining us, everybody. Let's get the show started because we're excited.
They make organic lean for Christian. Yeah. He can only have plant-based lean.
Okay, I prefer my lean with stevia. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah. Was that a sugar-free Jolly Rancher that you put in there by in a diet Sprite?
So thank you for joining us, everybody. We are the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco. Alexis.
Right now.
Alexis Scissor Guerreros is joining me today.
Oh, man.
Recovering a little bit healthier.
Alexis chopped and screwed him. So 10 billion lying.
You know, it doesn't sound that far from what happened yesterday.
We got literally a whole bottle of scissor, bro.
Okay.
Oatlean instead of Oatlean.
Paulo,
Thank
lovely.
you, Jesucito, for hitting the subscribe button. Let's go. We need more of y'all to do that if you haven't done that already.
Appreciate y'all. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining us. We are the Cooligans. We're stand-up comics. We're in New York. Well, I'm in New Jersey right now. Alexis is in Brooklyn.
That's right.
You know the deal.
And we off that drink.
Right? Okay. The kids, don't be like us.
Do as we say, not as we do.
So what we're excited about today's show, there's a lot to cover. Obviously, today is today is where we focus on American soccer. Shouts to US as our fans have coined the show. So thank you for joining us. But we have to start today's show with the big announcement, because we had to keep this a secret for weeks and it was very difficult. Okay, but you can see the drip. You see what we're wearing. Gotham FC got the 90s limited edition swag. So they were kind enough to give us some gear, but it wasn't just getting some merch, bro, because
nah, baby, we were a part of the whole damn thing.
So let's take a look at the announcement video that Gotham FC made. I actually haven't seen this. This went live at 1 p.m. Eastern time, exactly when we went live here on YouTube. So let's watch it together. So let's see how this goes.
Kill the music.
Oh, sorry.
Kill the music.
There's music?
Kill the music.
I couldn't hear it. All right, sorry. Let me see. Hold on.
We're gonna watch it on mute.
Okay, I messed up something. Okay, I know what I did, because I couldn't hear it in my own ears. So here goes. All right, let's mute it, because what was the music that played?
Some 90s song.
Okay. So we're seeing.
Okay. Who are those two gorgeous influencers?
Look at this. Look at these. Look, it's just a bunch. All I see is a bunch of gorgeous girls. Okay, just too many gorgeous girls. And yeah, so we happen to be amongst the crew. So
amongst our people.
So shouts to Gotham for the invitation. We got to be a part of a dope photo shoot. You can see the nutmegs. You can see Nutmeg also behind me as well. But no, shouts to them, man. This was super cool. We see Ali and Ashlyn, everybody, Midge. The whole gang is there.
VP of the modeling club had to come back for this. Thank you very much, Nick Red, for remembering.
All right.
I did do a spin walk. It wasn't on camera, but I had to make sure people knew the kid still got it. You feel me?
Okay. Trish Murphy said, I love that the baby made it. Well, thank you. I do have this baby face really.
It's really disgusting when you think about it. He really could have been talking.
Don't I look younger with this bucket hat on? I just look like a baby that's dressed like an adult. You know what I mean?
You look, because of the bags under your eyes, you just look like a very stressed 14-year-old.
It's not too bad, bro. I'm doing okay. You know,
you doing all right.
You don't stress me out too much.
I try not to, but I'm sure you were worried about me while I've been sick.
Trish Murphy said, did you get to hold the baby? Referring to Sloan.
No.
Ali Nashon's daughter. No, we did not, because we actually arrived right after Ali Nashon left. So it was it was a bummer, because since they got traded or they signed with Gotham, we haven't actually been able to link up with them, and we're dying to do that. So hopefully that happens soon. But again, you can go to our Twitter at Soccer Cooligans. You can see the link, and we retweeted it. You go to Gotham FC on Twitter. go pick up some of the gear. It's limited edition, so there's only going to be one run. You can't get once it's sold out, it is done. Then you're gonna start coming to me, be like, yo, Christian, I love that bucket hat. I'm gonna be like, yo, fam, I can't. You know
I'm sure you do. You're gonna
the price. The price of the bucket hat just went up because we know
you could, or you could sign up to rent it along with this pineapple. You know?
Okay, this is going to be part of the pineapple rental services. If you listen to yesterday's episode, you know what we're talking about. Okay,
and that was real. That was not part of a fever dream I had. That was real. Christian looks like he's a 16-year-old that just got done with a 24-hour Call of Duty stream. I'm telling you, bro, you look stressed. Paolo's right, bro.
Kyle Ritchie said Christian been cramming for the SAT. So
Trish Murphy, this is 100% right. He said, I assume that Alexis wouldn't want to hold Sloan. I'm not a baby holder. Don't trust me with the life you're responsible for. No, thank you. But I know that Christian could easily get baby crazy. Christian is one step away. When he sees a dog, he's like, oh, doggy. It's a doggy. And then he like lays down with it. The dog loves me.
It's a bit excessive. Alexis interprets.
He's one step away from being like, it's just a baby. Can I change your baby? Oh my God, can I hold your baby and change your baby?
Alexis interprets anybody. Alexis interprets anybody being nice to a dog or a child as like some wild weakness and sensitivity. This person can't be taken seriously.
I don't think there's anything weak about it. There's nothing wrong with it. If you enjoy holding other people's babies and petting other people's dogs, go for it. But Christian, who used to not be that, now is that. So I know he's got one step before he's like, oh my God,
Alexis, it's called growing up, bro. You're not really familiar with that.
I'm gonna have a bucket hat on forever, dude.
Not really your thing, bro. It's all good.
Ew, growing up.
But we got to do a couple cool things because we were in obviously it was the photo shoot, the video, but we also got to be in some photos as well. So let's take a look at these. Look at this, rocking,
just having a chat.
Okay,
right? Just look at these two cool guys just talking about whatever. You know?
Okay, all right.
Maybe it's crypto. Maybe who knows?
But that was very, very cool of them. Look at this one is my favorite. I mean, we're models, bro. I mean, look, anybody watching this, anybody listening to this, look. If you need your campaign to really skyrocket, you really want to make some sales. All right, we all know that.
Let's say if you want your campaign to get up there in the sky blue area.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Now, we're also on the marketing team as well. Models, as brilliant advertisers.
We're really an all-in-one package.
But again, shouts to everybody involved at Gotham for the invitation. This is a really, really cool thing to part of. We were hanging out with a lot of the players, especially like Mandy Freeman, Caprice Tedasco, Dami Richardson. Everybody was super, super nice. And the fact that we got to be models. I mean, we're career models, but the fact that we got to be models for the day was also lovely. And
it's beautiful. And
look at
this photographer.
Oh yeah.
Look at this. Look at this picture of the Dominican Republic's newest Academy product.
Okay, so bro, we brought the heat.
This looks like someone you are proud to bring home to your mother. You know what I mean? Look at this.
That's good. Okay, that's
zero questions about this man's motives in his eyes.
Energy that I love that I'm bringing. Okay,
Christian is bringing whoa. Go ahead. Your secret's safe with me. This is the host of the newest cool kids show.
Okay, because Nickelodeon is coming back, baby.
100%. And you know what? And there's royalty-free hip-hop music being played in the background.
You need a new host for Double Dare? Because I'm your guy.
Yeah. But he's going to be pretty. I want everyone to be a little bit more conservative about their betting. You know what I mean? I want everyone to really think about their futures.
And there we go.
Hey.
We got Alexis with the Cuban track jacket.
Right? The bodega shop that allows you to, get milk and eggs for free as long as, you also place your bets at this bodega.
So shouts to, seriously, again, shouts to Gotham. This was super, super fun.
And I know the photographer's name. I can't remember his name now. Was it
Maurice. Yeah, Mo.
But, from Newark.
Right. Mofo Show with 2 O's on Instagram.
Yeah, Mauricio Gonzalez.
Great dude.
Bruh, as soon as we found out, I asked him, I said, yo, where you from? And he's like, I'm from Honduras. Why? Or El Salvador. Why? He was like, why? I was like, no. Where you from? Like, where you live? He's like, I'm in Jersey. Why? And I go, you from Newark, ain't you? And he goes, yeah, and? I go, me too. He goes, oh, word? And he was like, mad suspicious as soon as I asked. Wouldn't answer. I was like, oh, I knew this dude was from Newark.
Because people from Newark are always like, who's asking? You a cop? You know?
Yeah, you're going to take this information and do what with it? Okay. Michael Raymond says, Alexis looks like he drives a cab. I do. I look like I look like the best Uber driver in Miami. Oh, you want to know where to get sandwiches? We're going to have to go an hour and a half out of your way, but trust me, you're going to enjoy this.
Another reminder, go to Gotham FC's website, their Twitter, go
and if you're listening to this, check out our social media. We'll post these on our social media.
Yeah, you'll see all the photos and stuff. Okay, so where to begin today? There's a lot to talk about NWSL stuff, but we want to start with Major League Soccer and the San Jose Earthquakes because they've made the news.
My guy, bro.
Okay, they've made the news for more than just losing a game by 6 goals and then tying it and then ending up winning whatever. Just the chaotic football and soccer that we're used to seeing from San Jose. It's the end of an era because Pelado Almeyda has been released. He has been fired. It's been a weird couple, probably the last year, maybe 2, because even after
there's been rumors of him leaving since the day he got here.
Right, but the rumors are like he started them.
Oldest friends.
Yeah.
The rumors are like, no. It's been agreed upon, and it's him saying it. He shaved his head. He's done with the whole thing.
Usually, when he shaved his head, it was like, all right, the Britney Spears, backlash is on right now.
I hope the owner's car could take a beating from an umbrella because it's coming. But how would you rate his stay?
I think
at San Jose Earthquake.
Look, the results have not been great. Did he make the playoffs at all in his time? I don't think he did.
He did. Regardless of like the result, like how would you rate the entire stay? Obviously, look, when you bring on a guy like Pelado, you're looking for a couple things. You're looking for a raise in the exposure and the clout that your club carries internationally. Right, because that's part of the money.
He came from Chivas right before San Jose, right?
Which one call it? Which one would like that? Almeyda going to start man marking the unemployment office for 90 minutes. You're looking for the exposure and the international clap that comes with a guy like him. You're looking for maybe a potential that your ability to sign players has gone up, and maybe that blends in with number one, but your ability to have players of bigger names want to come there, right? So you were hoping for like River Plate players and other players like that to start to come on board. That didn't happen. But and then what do you think about just him as a manager, as a head coach in this league?
I think
so if you put all 3 of those together, what grade on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna say it's higher than it probably should be based on the results. But
let's go on a scale of 0 to 100. Let's go to 100.
To 100, I'm gonna say 75.
I knew you were gonna say 75.
And I say that because I think he made this obvious. I made it very clear, like that he was not really given the resources to field a team that could be successful. That was his.
This was part of the promise of when he got hired.
I don't know what he was promised or not. I know that Sam Stejskal wrote an article in the Athletic, and he was being very. I mean, he pulled no punches. He was just being very honest about like the way San Jose, the owners, and the fact that they don't really want to spend much money. And you can tell that there was a contentious relationship from Pelado and the higher ups, because he was openly like critical of his own team, not the players, but just the fact of like how the organization is run. But the fact that they're just such a chaotic team. I mean, I think the peak was probably the games at the MLS's back tournament when the team was like pulled off like crazy upsets, and there was like a lot of excitement. He brought a lot of energy and a great, I think, culture to the club. You can see I think it was on Instagram or on Twitter, Tommy Thompson.
Joe Whitlock said on a scale of 0 to 10 billion lines.
Finally.
Okay, now we're
now
getting into the real meat of it.
These are scales of measurement. I understand. Thank you, Joe.
Finally, a standard for this podcast.
But we saw Tommy Thompson talk about how he felt like Pelado Almeyda changed his life, and Tommy Thompson went from not speaking a word of Spanish before Matias Almeyda got there, and now he's a fluent Spanish speaker. So that really says a lot about how much, as a coach, as a man manager, the players trusted him and believed in him, even if the results were not great. He's clearly a dude that people will run through a wall for, but the way
as long as you're the guy you're marking runs
it's clear that the style of play that he wanted to implement did not work with the players that he had. I mean, we've seen that a couple, was it 2 years ago, when Jordan Morris completely ran through all 11 players on the San Jose Earthquakes, because if people are not aware, he does a man marking system where everybody on deep, when they're defending, is literally you stay close to whoever it is that you're marking instead of playing zone. And you can get cooked sometimes if you can't keep up with some of these some of the players.
Just that also, there's supposed to be a sweeper that sits back.
Yeah,
but if that guy doesn't see you losing your player at midfield and that player just barreling forward,
right,
then it's not going to work.
Yeah. So there's too many. Even this season, San Jose just giving up goals like for fun. But then there were a couple of games that they were down 2-0, and then they end up tying it, or I don't even know how many games they won this season. But it's been the philosophy seems like it's just like vibes. Like they're just trying to win on like positive attitude and good spirits, and not really solely on quality of play, because from game to game it just seems like the defensive style is just not. I don't know if it's like past its due date or it doesn't really work anymore, or if teams have figured it out, but it just led to a lot of embarrassing results for Almeyda.
I mean, if you look at just the arrivals, they went out and got Jeremy Obobisi,
right?
Montero.
I remember Montero from Philly. Yeah.
From Philly. Greggus from Minnesota,
Jan Gregush.
Calvo, which, say what you want, from Chicago. That was a free transfer. So was Greggus. Will Richmond from Stanford was a free transfer. I don't know him. A couple players from college. I mean,
Nick Red said, yes, I'm looking at the table now. San Jose has not won any game. They have 4 losses and 3 draws. So obviously a terrible start to the season. But it kind of, I don't know, because even after his first year,
the way I look at it is, if you're going to bring in a guy, you gave them a grade of 75, which I think is, I would say maybe 65 at best. There's no trophy you could claim. The only trophy you have as a club, and this is sad to say, but as a club, you're kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say you're not, the word for like not important, you're
inconsequential, or
not necessarily, but you're kind of not in the upper tier of MLS clubs, and your history suggests you should be.
Yeah,
right? You've won MLS trophy, I believe, twice. I think you won Supporter Shields twice. MLS Cup, I should say, not MLS trophy. You have a history. You have won titles, but the way your clubs, and then after you got the new stadium when it was Avaya before it was PayPal, I thought, here we go.
Yeah.
They got the world's longest bar. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong.
Size matters.
And,
all right, we know that.
We're size queens here. And nothing, it seems like nothing has come to fruition because the club has not wanted to put the money into the actual team.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because they don't have it anymore or what, but
Trevor Walter just put an afterthought when we were.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit harsher than what I was going for, but you're not wrong. An afterthought is close to it. At the end of the day, when you bring in a guy like Pelado Almeyda, that should be the sign of what's to come next. And that next step never happened. You brought in, for the lack of a better term, a superstar. I don't want to say a superstar coach because there's a lot of questions with regard to his style of play. Man marking has its benefits. I thought it would take the league by storm because of how athletic the players are in this league. It did not happen. Other coaches were able to coach around it pretty easily. It's kind of a sign that, the system wasn't great and maybe his signing wasn't great, but he also wasn't given the type of players that he needed for that system. So I feel the buck stops with the front office. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a 60. That's a failing grade. You gave them a passing grade, which I can't see how. There was no trophies won. There was no major. The end of Wondolowski's career was a fizzle, as far as I'm concerned. The most successful part of that reign was him in the stands with the shirt off. He whatchamacallit, there was nothing substantial that you could say, here's what happened in the Almeyda era. He came and he went.
I give him the grade I give him because of I think he did leave like an indelible mark on the players that he coached. They San Jose.
What are you, vice principal of this high school? Who cares? That's not what we're talking about.
I care. That's why look, you asked me for my
because
personal.
Because a player learned Spanish? You're giving them a passing grade?
It's a pretty big deal. Not easy to teach these gringos, bro. You know that.
Bro, you are out of your mind. My guy, I feel bad if they hire a French manager. He's like, I got to re-download Duolingo. I got to get back on there.
No, they had an issue with their the GM. I forgot his name. I feel like it was Jamie something. But they had there were issues as soon as he got there, and you can tell, especially after that first year when the rumors was that he was going to go back to Liga MX, that. You could tell that he probably saw the writing on the wall, like, oh, this is not going to get much better. I'm not going to be able to really get players I want. So it seemed like he was unhappy. And as a professional situation, he just did. I don't think he really thought there was a long-term future for himself. But I still think he's a good coach.
He left an indelible mark, and he gave his players certificates of participation. Get over here and get your E for effort added. Siri Brown said, we got two very different teachers arguing here. Who cares? His players learn Spanish. Who gives a shit? What are you talking about, Christian?
That isn't the main.
I'm sipping
that
on?
Isn't the main thing. But listen to all the players and how they speak about him. Nobody says anything negative.
For the league? What does that do for the club? What does that do for the trophies that won? Who was it? 650 Chris said, Wondolowski, highest score in MLS history and nothing to show for it in terms of trophies. But you think he's going to say, you know what the real trophy is? I learned Spanish. And you know what? And at the end of the day,
the lessons,
who needs awards?
The real trophy,
the award
the real trophy is the lessons we learned along the way, Alexis. Okay.
Yeah, what the hell are you talking
The
about?
more you know, all right? No, I think that's a factor.
By the way,
That's why it goes.
We're talking about towards the end of his career. I believe, I'm not going to put it in anyone's mouth. Words, I should have said. I believe that the end of Wondolewski's career deserves a little more than, chasing players around a park.
Sure. This is an interesting video. I saw this Luis Omar Tapia, who is a journalist. He's like a legend, but he posted this video. I guess the original one came from somebody at PayPal Park. This guy Todd here. But I wanted to play this because this is pretty funny. You can see the caption. It says, "No vamos a ir a la segunda." Gritaron el fin de semana aficionados de San Jose Earthquake molestos a Matías Almeyda. Basically, a guy is essentially yelling, we're gonna get relegated, or we're gonna go to the second division, and when there's obviously no relegation in MLS. But as Almeyda was crossing this bridge, I guess this is in PayPal Park. This guy yells this, which is pretty hilarious. But I just want to play this real quick.
I didn't hear it. What did he say?
What happened?
I couldn't hear it. What did he say?
He's basically just screaming at him and telling, you can't hear it too clearly. Apologies for that. But he's essentially screaming at him and telling him essentially like this is an embarrassment and we can't go to the second division. Which is so it's ironic and silly. But the fact that he's yelling this to a manager in MLS, it doesn't have the same oomph as a league that did have relegation in it. But it's something that Almeyda's familiar with, right? He's obviously, comes from a league where relegation did exist at one point. Liga MX, they took a little break from relegation, but, they're just on a break. They'll figure it out. No,
it'll be back. Dude, totally. Okay. Keep playing second division.
So, but the reason I wanted to just play that is because I think we in MLS we don't get to see that anger of like, there's no relegation, but that doesn't mean it's not embarrassing. It doesn't mean it's not like humiliating to lose to the degree that teams that lose just consistently. And I like that this guy cares enough to be like, I know that you're like a legendary manager or respected manager, but you're still catching this smoke because I don't like coming to games and seeing that this is like this product on the pitch.
I mean, look, it calls to quite like there's so many times where the fandom of MLS clubs or the passion behind it is called into question, and we've met. As we've traveled around this country, just hosting the show, we've met some incredible MLS fans that really give all of their time and effort, all their expendable income to support these clubs. And you see it way more and more just because of social media. But now you see so much more of players like this where this is part of it. And, look, maybe belittling the manager as they walk by isn't necessarily the most healthy way to do it. But these expressions of passion about clubs where you assume they didn't have that type of support prior, or, that type of support, it maybe flounders in certain years. To see that to some degree is kind of like a positive sign. It's a plus sign. I've seen people, sometimes comedians, they just want to draw some reaction out of you. I want to make you angry. I want to make you happy. I want to make you laugh. But sometimes that anger is part of it. Like, I want you to think here. I want you to be mad at me because I'm going to solve that later down the road. I need you to hold on to that feeling because it makes this punchline work even harder. Those types of moments, when you see this, you have to look back and go, okay, well, at least somebody cares. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
He may not understand the rules completely, but he can.
Speaking of comedy, I have a show this Friday at QED, so come check that out. I'll be there. Okay, in QED in Queens. Go look it up. Follow me on socials. You'll see it. Okay.
I will be in England getting pissed, mate.
That's right. There's an Arsenal game that they have to lose in front of Alexis, so he'll be there for that.
And look, they've done it before. All I can say is they've never lost when I've seen them at home. So may that continue. I will never see them on the away again.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the matches over the weekend in MLS.
Well, let's talk about the Miami thing, actually.
Oh, you sure? I was gonna go with NYCFC RSL, but we could talk about the Miami.
No, we can
thing.
talk about that. We could talk about that next.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Miami thing, because there's all these rumors about whether the stadium's going to happen or not. Looks like it might be on its way to happening. And
Right.
that is where Miami decides to Miami it up, folks.
This is definitely going full Miami because everybody knows about. I mean, we're seeing it now. Florida politics is just another beast. It's a complicated area where you're trying to win favor from, Republican Cubans and gun-toting maniacs, and then some reasonable people.
Republican Cubans. No, you said Republican Cubans. You don't have to be redundant. If you want it, hey, any smoke, send it to me. I got you. Hello, Theo.
It is a different world navigating through all this, but obviously Inter Miami, they're currently playing their games in Fort Lauderdale in a temporary stadium, Drive Pink Stadium, right? Is what it's called. It was put together in like 30 minutes. They cleared some brush and somebody knew somebody in a union. They're like, hey, I could take care of this for you. And
they just opened up a big IKEA instruction. Like, it's just a couple of who's and what's it.
Because it really was like 4 months to the season, and it was like, whoa, there's nothing here. Where are you gonna play? And then they got it done.
Bro, they just took everybody off TaskRabbit. Just everybody get over here.
So Beckham called everybody he knew. I'm gonna need some help. Colo Blanco, who is from Miami and an Inter Miami fan. So we got to play this. Okay, so this video I saw earlier this morning. Grant Wall had posted it. And this
Billy Corbin, who was the director of Cocaine Cowboys, says it there on the right, actually.
Okay.
He's the director of Cocaine Cowboys. He is a Miami stalwart. Billy Corbin is here's what's really happening behind the scenes in Miami. And I cannot explain to you how dangerous that is to do. So my uncle is a vice cop. He's on those like speedboats.
Oh wow. Does he always have his shirt unbuttoned?
Bro,
a gold chain?
He good, bro. He is one sexy looking older dude, man. He is drop dead gorgeous. Absolutely out of his mind. I'm like, have you been sniffing gunpowder this entire time? But he is wild, man. And he sometimes will be like, you don't want to know what happened. It's the crazy. He helped catch some like big time drug ring that was involved in Brooklyn as well. So I remember once he called me, he's like, hey, I'm in Brooklyn. I'm like, oh, where can we meet? He's like, no, I can't. I had to go through like 8 rows of police officers to get into this dude's hotel room. Like he was like a witness to this whole, he's a maniac, right? And he's like, so he knows the ins and outs. He's like, dog, the shit that happens in New York is PG-13 compares to the wild shit that happens in Miami. And every once in a while, we get to peek into what that really is. Like some of that makes its way out into the open. And this is what you're about to see.
So here it is. So this is a video put up by Billy Corbin. And yeah, let's just react to it because it's about Inter Miami's potential stadium deal.
Miami is known for sun, fun, and sex. In Miami, you are about to get These 5 commissioners are voting on the biggest real estate deal in the history of Miami. And if you thought the Marlins Park deal was shitty, wait until you get a load of this. The city wants to give billionaire Jorge Mas, David Beckham, and their Inter Miami soccer team a 99-year no-bid lease below market value on 131 acres of parkland at Mel Reese. That's Miami's single largest piece of public property.
Okay, so just real quick, because just to dispel, from what I understand, that this golf course is not public land. He's saying it's public land right there, but I don't think that's accurate. And maybe Colo Blanco can confirm, but I'll keep going.
They want you to think this is about a soccer stadium, but it's just another real estate hustle.
Feels like it's really low.
Paradise and build a hotel, office park, and shopping mall.
But city leaders don't care. They're all getting paid. Miami is one of the poorest cities in the country. We need help. Instead, we get welfare for billionaires.
While rents in Miami have shot up as much as 60% in the last year alone, these guys want to pay the same price they negotiated back in 2018.
The city is being cheated out of $17 million every year by allowing this deal.
This is a $1 billion heist happening in broad daylight, and it gets worse.
The city manager, who is the lead negotiator, has a shady side deal to get a fat six-figure gig with the Inter Miami team after he forces this scheme through the city commission. Don't be fooled. Don't let them steal from you.
Tell them, don't bend over for Beckham.
This is the biggest boondoggle in Miami history. The Mel Reese giveaway is so bad, it would make the Marlins Stadium deal look good.
Take it from me, someone who actually negotiated with your politicians and almost single-handedly ended stadium public financing. Almost. I'm David Sampson, and I approved this message. I thought I'd be the final guy who f***ed you. It turns out I'm not.
Okay, so that
dude.
dude.
Can you pause that real quick?
Yeah.
Look how he got photos with most of these people with their mouths open or like a weird look on their face, except for Christine King. I guess he couldn't find one. But taking a picture of someone with their mouth open is such a considerable disrespect. In political speak, in political ads,
Sure,
it's like
sure.
it's a way of like damaging their
their
marketability.
It's difficult to not look shady in some way. Meanwhile, Christine King, they got her headshot. This is she's like,
her hair's done.
I ain't getting
hair and makeup.
I ain't getting caught slipping. Nobody taking a photo. No photos.
Yeah, no photos of me. Only thing you getting is this smile, my G. Look at Ken Russell. Ken Russell taking a selfie, unsure he should buy this mansion.
But there was a couple lines in there, obviously. The don't bend over for Beckham, which, don't tell me what to do, first of all, right?
Yeah.
I'll do
you
it.
look into his eyes and cry.
Okay? Relax with all that. But I mean, look, this is clearly a highly politically charged, video. This is 100% politics, smear campaign, whether it's deserved or not. I don't know the details of this deal. Because the original plan, I think it was for Overtown in Miami. That's where the stadium was supposed to go. And then when the Moss family got involved, then they were like, yo, we got this other location. We can do, not only can we have a stadium, we can do all this other stuff. And
you can do Moss.
We could do a little Moss, all right?
You know what I mean?
Some Moss business, all right?
We can make some Moss dinero.
Because we all, look, as soon as you hear like, yo, there's going to be like urban development and housing and mall, and now everybody's like, yo, how can I get in on this? Because I see you making these deals, and I'm friends with a couple of folks on the city council, and I don't know if the deal could happen because they're just like, they're not really supportive of it right now. But I think if I just have a conversation with them, and I get involved in this deal somehow, I think it all works out.
I can tell you've never done anything sketchy. Even in your conversation, you're like, I think I can find a way to balance this. Where most of the time, it's like, it'd be really messed up if something happened to your dog. You should get this deal to go through, So, and no one finds out about all the sketchy shit you've been doing on the side.
Look, Michael Raymond, everybody's saying Miami was built on corruption. Dude,
it's Miami. This is... This is like a handshake in Miami, what we just watched.
Right. Douglas Reyes around said, it says a lot that David Sampson is saying all this considering how skeezy that dude was running the Marlins. Yeah, that's
which is my point. He's like, you want to know how I know you're getting fucked, buddy? That's what I used to do. Okay?
Let me tell you exactly how I bent some of these people over. All right.
Look at his ring. The ring is 3 times the size of his hand.
So
my guy's ring.
But this is the I don't know I wonder how effective this will actually be, because this is the especially because just that 2-minute video felt like an episode, like a segment from Cocaine Cowboys. It was like catchy. They had all these graphics.
Yeah, whoever edited it, we need to know who this is to edit our video, because that was perfect for YouTube. It was like boy, like sounds were coming out of it.
It had it all.
Look, if you want to sway the court of public opinion, which tells me there must be a vote coming. There must be some type of vote.
Why not? If you're wasn't this approved already? I think this is all going forward.
Then that's probably why the phone number's there. They're hoping to get, if you get so many phone calls, you have to make phone calls. We know this from protests. If you leave so many voicemails, the politician has to respond to it at least, or look into it. So they're hoping to create a bit of a groundswell, similar to like those, like, did your uncle ever work in a factory ever? Or did your grandpa leave the house once? Well, then he may be entitled to mesothelioma payments. It's like that.
Class action settlement.
Call this number and you too can be like, that's what this is. That's what this is for in the politics sense, which is like, you're getting screwed. These kids can't play golf anymore. They hope they learn to play soccer, which is un-American. Call this number,
But this is, look, I mean, this is a political hit job. Let's not be crazy. But this is how the game is played. But
who stands to gain?
So that's the thing. Who funded this? They go straight to the top.
Right? I'll get to the bottom. I don't care if it's at the top.
But it's just fascinating for MLS to be this under attack. You know what I mean? Especially with the, they just say it's for a soccer stadium, but you're not stupid in thinking it's actually, soccer is actually crime in prison. You know what I mean?
Oh, soccer's not real. It hasn't been played since 1958.
Tell me you've ever seen soccer on TV ever. You can't even show me one piece of evidence.
No proof. And stop showing me all that Photoshop stuff from ESPN.
Just the whole game is a conspiracy.
Yeah. Oh, there's a World Cup. What, on this flat Earth?
The ball's gonna clearly fall off of the earth. You can't take these people seriously.
Taxes are falling off the table into the pockets of politicians.
Okay, so Colabanco just gave us an update. He said the city has pushed the vote back to 2 p.m. on April 28th, the day of a regularly scheduled commission meeting. So in a couple days, it's just 10.
But right now is the onslaught to change the public opinion on this. And all you have to do is create little bits of doubt. And these are Latinos we're talking about. And Miami's not just Cuban anymore. Miami's very rich with other nationalities. There's a very large Venezuelan population, very large Brazilian population, very large Ecuadorian population.
Haitian.
Haitian, massive Haitian population. All you have to do is go to those church groups and religious centers and mention this. Be like, well, your kids aren't going to be able to play in that park anymore. And they're like, we don't let our kids play in the park. Wait a minute, my kids can't play in the park?
Because so it is it is currently a golf course. And I don't know if you ever saw George Carlin's bit about golf courses and cemeteries, like that they should all be just dug up, and we should actually use them for something more productive than playing golf or keeping dead people there. So I can't stand golf. I don't play golf. Not interested in golf. You never
golf. I haven't played it in years, but I love it. I gave away my clubs when I moved to this apartment.
Oh, okay. They had too much blood on them. There was so much evidence.
The first time I ever carried a golf club is because you used to be able to whip them through people's back windshields if they mess with you. I don't know if you know that. If you put a golf club on your shoulder and you just sort of whip it over, the club head goes right through the back windshield of a car.
Sure. Well, I could put two and two together, throwing a a large metal object into glass that will probably
it's
shatter.
not as easy as you think. You couldn't do it with a baseball bat. It takes a lot to break through one of those windows.
So
but a golf club, an iron, right through.
I'll do it with a putter, bro. It's all good.
That's an iron.
Michael Raymond says soccer is the new golf.
There you go. How about this? Soccer golf. Come on, huh?
Soccer golf, very fun. And I played that in Florida. That I support. But golf, can't stand it.
Golf.
but the so yeah, like whatever. Get rid of the golf course. I think pretty much anything there is more useful. It's the look. I would want Miami fans to have a stadium that they're proud of. You don't. It seems that the complaint here that was in that video was like that so from what I understand, the stadium is not publicly funded. It will be privately funded. But that the main issue here is that they're getting
99-year lease on the land.
lease and the fact that they're getting the land so cheaply. For I guess the cost from a couple years ago.
I hate this chat. John Carl Tritt said wisdom from Newark. Nick Red said, how many golf clubs would it take to defeat the Sun? And then a nice golfer said Pele GTA. And Robin Zucchini said golf clubs versus Lions versus the Sun.
This is yeah, man. This is I mean I that's a headlining fight, bro. I'd watch that, dude.
We're gonna need better AI, dude.
The Michael Raymond said the guy wasn't even making the argument that kids won't be able to play golf. Yeah, the focus here is like they're getting too good of a deal, which fine if that's the argument. But it's just the way the video is just made is that you have to sell it as this like this is the most evil, corrupt thing in the world, when it's like it might be slightly corrupt. It just doesn't seem like the most corrupt. And
it's a bit of a glad hand deal, but they made it seem like the kids are going to have to be playing golf while construction starts.
And
good luck if you survive it.
There's that very intentional choice to have black kids or minority kids playing golf when this like that this was like a total like staged. It was probably even like stock footage that they got. Yeah. It's just like let's make it look like black kids and Latino kids they love playing golf and we're taking it away from them. It's nonsense.
I mean, look, Christian, you're learning, okay? You're learning how to do a political hit piece here.
Okay.
So you got to play to the audience, man.
Somebody mentioned and Ice Cold Brew said, feels like MLS has no clout down there. It's going to be easy to bully them. Which you can kind of see that. They do
not with Jorge Mas, though.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like, well, MLS, and Garber need to get as much like their political clout comes from these regional markets and who the owners are and who the people are there. So it's not really an MLS thing. I think it's just an Inter Miami thing.
Super Smash the Sun Brother. I've never played Super Smash Brothers. That's like the Street Fighter looking game, right?
Yeah, with all the Nintendo characters and some characters from other games. Okay.
We should play Mario Kart so I can finally say I've played Mario Kart.
Yeah, we got to get Alexis a Nintendo Switch, okay? Join the Patreon. Help support Alexis get a Nintendo Switch.
Thank you to everyone who's joined the Patreon, by the way. Shout out to all of our patrons. We're going to be doing another No Cap recap pretty soon for you guys. We love you guys.
Thank you. Okay, so let's move on.
And they're going to build a bunch of soccer fields as part of the complex, which maybe more kids will take advantage of than a golf course. Possibly, yeah. Didn't somebody in here say there's going to be like 8 soccer fields?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, all I know specifically was the stadium, I think some like offices and a mall. Those are the specific things I've heard. But look, there's no
Alexis showing his age here. I don't play video games. I've never played Mario Kart. I've never played Smash Brothers. I played Call of Duty like once.
Hates dogs. Hates kids. This guys
don't hate dogs. I just don't go when I see one like you do.
Okay.
Christian on his back, getting the dog to kiss him. I'm like, dude.
NYCFC against RSL. We got to talk about this because RSL came out to Yankee Stadium and they got a touchdown scored on them.
Bro, missed the field goal, but wow,
it happens. 6-0. This was a
walloping,
a drubbing.
A smashing.
Okay, this was RSL was a bunch of Lions trying to go into the sun, and it didn't work out for them. All right,
Hey, you don't know that yet. You don't know that yet. It could be an overwhelming force, much like Tati Castellanos is on your back line.
But no, we got 4 goals from Tati Castellanos and 2 goals from Thiago Andrade. Okay, I watched this game. Neither of us could make it to the game.
I watched it
though.
Oh, wow. I did want it to get to 7 just to wipe away the 7-0
desperately.
that happened there previously.
And they took away the goal from Eber. Just brutal that they would do that because I didn't think that goal should have been taken away. But we have to discuss at least what happened to RSL in this game because they just completely looked outmatched at pretty much every position. There were a couple early chances. Damir Krylak had a pretty good chance early in the game, but bro, this was we know and we've seen it plenty of times that some teams go into Yankee Stadium and NYCFC has the ability to make teams look really, really, really bad. Like they just don't know what they're doing. I don't know if maybe it's the size of the pitch. Whatever, but
it's not just the short pitch. It's that NYCFC clearly has been developed to play in this short pitch, which is why we look so different at home versus everywhere else because there's no other fields that are that small. That said, every once in a while, something happens where you're like, this isn't this team versus this team. This is this team versus a team who's just like, oh, our tactics didn't work out today.
We got it all literally from like minute 6. They were like, we got it all wrong. And you know what? There's not enough time to change anything.
Yeah. Oh, this way. I mean, you could have told us. It felt to me like from the third goal on where I was like, this is not NYCFC versus RSL. This is NYCFC padding their terrible goal differential numbers. And this is RSL saying, hey, man, we came out and look, something's wrong with the whip. You know what I mean?
We tried.
I'm going to try to go as far as I can with this race, but I ain't got it today. And like, even when the NYCFC lost 7-0 to the Rebels, I don't think that was a way of looking at the Rebels and saying you're 7-0 better than NYCFC. On this day, you came prepared and NYCFC couldn't get it together. That's exactly what this was. This usually is like one major thing was off and you attack that one thing over and over again versus, this club's tactics were better than yours. Hell no.
Yeah.
That was we didn't see RSL. We don't know who them boys were.
Yeah, it was a little difficult to make much sense of it outside of the fact that, especially since NYCFC lost in CCL and they gave it all, right? They were really trying to win that game. I think they scored all these goals because they were like, yo, is Stephen Fry's not here? Let's go nuts. But the level of play, I think, from Thiago was incredible. I do think
Santi in the middle.
Santi was incredible, yeah, especially not having Maxi Morales and still.
That's why I was so impressed with what he was able to do in the middle.
I got to give probably the most credit, I think, to Keaton Parks. Keaton Parks was absolutely stellar, and it's still like. You're not used to seeing a guy that tall be so nimble with the ball. I mean, he could, in my opinion, if he was better at like shooting from distance, he would remind me of like Paul Pogba, like very tall. I think Keaton Parks is taller than Paul Pogba. He might be.
See, I get a little more kind of like young Steven Gerrard vibes from him.
Okay,
because you can move them around the pitch so much. I could see Keaton Parks, his favorite position to me feels like somewhere between a regista and like a central midfielder, where he kind of likes to see most of the park, but he likes to run up and get involved in the attack. But he does sort of like that late run.
Yeah.
You know, he likes to sort of be like the guy who like, I'll pass you the ball and then I'll make a movement in case you need me, I'll be here.
Yeah, he does he doesn't really do long passes that often. Like that's not really his game, but he can get out of tight spaces and he just has that ability that you're used to seeing it from shorter players. That's just really the main thing. The fact that he's a central midfielder and taller than both center backs is pretty incredible. But right. he had an incredible game, and he also took the boot to the face that led to the penalty from Tati. So the dude, obviously risking it all out there. I also thought it was a bit of a mistake to not start him in the CCL match against Seattle, because he came in the second half. But I thought him instead of I didn't really understand the decision to start Cacha Acevedo in that position. I would assume maybe it had something to do, I don't know, injury or recovering from something or whatever. I don't know. It just it seemed like, especially
beginning of the season. Right. You got to tinker. You got to tinker a little bit.
But four goals for Tati Castellanos. This is
John Carl Tritt said the thing that was off was the groundskeeper's tape measure. Yeah, the pitch is exactly right to size. Thank you very much.
So 4 goals for Tati. It's the first time an NYCFC player has multiple hat tricks in their career, in their NYCFC career.
First time 4 goals have been scored at NYC for an NYCFC.
Right. So just to reflect on, because it feels like Tati probably will not be at NYCFC for too much longer. But what do you think this means for him? Because after those 4 goals, winning a Golden Boot, winning an MLS Cup, scoring the only goal for NYCFC in that MLS Cup final, will this? Because I also saw the rumor that Leeds United might be the future home for Tati in the summer. So, which would also be amazing that Jesse Marsh is getting an NYCFC player, which would be pretty.
2 NYCFC players.
Right. But does this make Tati Castellanos the greatest NYCFC player to ever put on that shirt?
That we developed, yeah. He'll have the best post NYCFC career of any NYCFC player.
Okay.
You can't take away. They may not want to bring up the name David Villa for obvious reasons, but if you just want to talk about footballing history and their record and there's, what they've done on the pitch, David Villa, Andrea Pirlo, and Frank Lampard are hard names to walk away from and say you'll be greater.
But as far as in their time playing for NYCFC, well, I mean, look, the closest competitor to greatest NYCFC player would have to be David Villa, but realistically, Tati has accomplished more in an NYCFC shirt than David Villa did.
Yeah. If we're just talking about just them in the shirt, 100%. Tati Castellanos goes to the top of the list as the best player that NYCFC's ever had. Came from the CFG system. He came from Torque, Montevideo, or now called Montevideo City Torque, I believe. Right. Came from that CFG sort of scouting system. When he first got here, I didn't have a lot of confidence. He seemed like a very South American style striker, which was, I'm going to draw a lot more penalties. I'm going to draw a lot of fouls, but I'm going to have a lot of wide shots. And he's really turned himself into a sharpshooter.
Yeah, and he's more. I think he arrived more as a winger. And the more you've seen him develop, it's like, bro, this guy is built to be a striker. He's not the tallest dude. But he kind of reminds me a little bit. He could be like Tim Cahill a little bit. Like, how many headers does he score? It's mind-boggling for a dude that's.
He also just puts his body on the line every chance he gets. He's one of those guys that goes all out, which is why I thought he would play so well at West Ham.
Right.
Because that's exactly what those West Ham fans want. But again, same with Leeds. His physicality is perfect for Leeds.
Yeah.
That said, I think, you hope, who does NYCFC have as a backup in case this guy gets bought soon?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. You would think Eber would step up and have the season he was having before he got injured. But that was a that I think that's on everybody's mind. But I think getting the 4 goals, also. You feel bad for Zach McMath, who's obviously not the regular starter for RSL, but his defenders were not helping him out.
I felt terrible posting that meme that we posted.
Right.
I'm sorry. I felt bad that you did that, Christian.
Pretty awful of me to do that.
Yeah, which I don't know if you saw. It was a training video where the guy's just trying to avoid the floating cones.
Yes, I did see it. I'll pull it up for everybody, but this is the tweet. Zach McMath at Yankee Stadium, and he's really just avoiding every cone.
The part that hurt me the most was somebody quote tweeted and just put brutal, and it was an RSL fan. And I was like, damn.
But RSL, they came in with the they posted that video posting a video of the banner of the championship banner, and they're zoomed into it and said like, oh wow, we found it, obviously making fun of the MLS Cup banner for NYCFC. And hey, the tweet looks a little bit more ridiculous after 6-0 victory.
Yeah, I see you look pretty closely at it. If not, you got a good idea as to why we won that trophy.
This is if you want to do the banter, just know that from time to time it could blow up in your face, and you gotta live with it. Everybody in MLS and NWSL, they all experience it, and if it's a risk you take, and if you win, it feels great. You can gloat, but when you lose, you gotta take that L gracefully, I guess.
Hurts. Also, you may have missed the massive back wall covering the entire outfield that says NYCFC 2021 MLS Cup champions.
They did.
Massive. So I know y'all looking for this little ass banner, but y'all seem to miss the thing that covers the entire outfield.
So speaking of banter, obviously the NWSL Challenge Cup is almost wrapping up, and obviously we're rocking Gotham FC gear, but Gotham FC did take a loss earlier over the weekend to Washington Spirit. I remember we were talking about this game because we were like, yo, when they play again, it's going to be there's going to be some, not necessarily bad blood, but there's a
little bit of clapback.
Undertone.
Clapping back.
Undertone.
Yeah, you got to clap back.
Okay.
Whoever wins, they both had this tweet ready to go with whoever won.
So I know, and
except we know the person that got them who had to delete the tweet, and the one at Washington Spirit got to hit the post.
Right. So you see the tweet from Washington Spirit, and it's a picture of Trinity Rodman and Ashley Sanchez,
who are both involved in the beef.
Right. And it says
both have been on our show.
Lovely ladies. They said, and the Washington Spirit tweeted, "Feeling confident, honey." Which is a little probably quoting the goalkeeper for Gotham FC, Ashton Harris, about she clapped back after a tweet from Washington Spirit, kind of pointing out that her wife, Ali Krieger, touched some grass after trying to mark Ashley Sanchez. So go back, we did a YouTube video about it if you don't know what we're talking about, but there's a whole backstory. So now Trinity Rodman goes off in this game, scores 2 goals. And I think Ashley Sanchez may have scored 1, if I'm not mistaken. But there were a couple things. Everybody is aware of like what's going on, and Gotham scored in the 4th minute, so it felt like they had a strong start. But the Washington Spirit, obviously NWSL champions last year, they're really good. They're very with the emergence, obviously signing Trinity Rodman, but they already had Ashley Sanchez. They have Kelly O'Hara. They just have so many. Ashley Hatch. I don't know, exactly who is doing the scouting for the Washington Spirit, but it is pretty incredible. They have not missed in the last like 2-3 years as far as the decisions on
And again, that's
who
with
to bring in.
going through a divorce of owners and
Yeah.
all this back and forth. It's pretty impressive the squad they've been able to put together.
So after they put out the tweet, if you go through the comments, people are going off. But then this one, this is, you see this GIF right here. You see Trinity Rodman dancing in a very like a childish way in front of in front of Ashton Harris. So I wonder how much, this is it's Challenge Cup. It's preseason technically, but I don't know how much of an effect do you think this really has? Is this the beginning of a rivalry, or regular season starts and we're not thinking about this anymore?
No, this is 100% the beginning of a rivalry. Look, this is what it takes, I think, to get to the point where you have two teams that aren't necessarily next to each other, that wouldn't naturally be rivals. This is what it takes to add just that little bit of bad blood, just that little bit, just add that extra layer of why you want to win. That, I think, is massive.
Okay.
Shouts to a nice cold brew. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we see the conversation in the chat. We're going to talk about Zach Steffen in a second, or at least the national team, because I do want to talk about, where that is. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. But when it comes to this NWSL thing, I think this is good, right? Don't you think this is first of all, it's not wildly negative. It's a little spirited, but it's not wildly negative.
No pun intended, I guess. All right.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing about it that you're like, I'm a little uncomfortable with the way this is. No, this is all one person is sticking up for their partner. The also a coworker and a teammate of theirs. Someone else is clapping back.
Yeah.
This other player, and they're showing they're clapping back on the pitch. This is exactly what you want.
Yeah, so it's interesting because some, you see it on some of the retweets, or at least some of the quote tweets. Some people are kind of vehemently against this. They think that social media admins of teams shouldn't be bantering back and forth. I'm on the side of I don't agree with that, but it's also
then I say, you're focusing on the wrong part of the game, Grandpa or Grandma. Then just focus on the pitch. Don't worry about what the admins do or don't do. If you're not cool with it, what do you want the admin to do? Just be like, another goal was scored. You're wasting time. If you're going to have a social media, you need to find a way to get engagement. Look, this is, at the end of the day, NWSL is at a period in their lifespan where they're in growth mode. They need to do different things to grow.
Yeah.
They need people outside of you and your friends who already know about the team and already go. They need those folks also talking about it. Yeah. And if you get a lot more engagement because of a little bit of back and forth with a couple of the clubs, then that's a positive. That's a benefit for you. That's a fuller stadium when you go see the game. That's players that get paid more because there's more people coming into the gate. And that's everybody way more happy in a league that's way more successful and can continue to grow at a much faster rate. And that's more and more people that get a chance to play the sport in this country. Now, that comes with a lot of things, not just bantering back and forth, but that's a part of it. If you don't like it, just don't read that. Unfollow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see the purists or the traditionalists being like, this is not how it should be done. But even if
how should it be done?
I think there's
no. Well, I'm asking what is the other option?
Just to be, just to not have ridicule or banter between each other. It's just boring. Yeah, it might be a little bit dull. I can see that. It's just, I think I'm wondering how valid that statement is, and I'm trying to not simply dismiss it as like they're being boomers or whatever. But I do think that, look, there's obviously a risk or consequence, just like what I mentioned. Like if your team loses, it can feel a little bit more embarrassing if you're having all this banter and then you lose. Just like RSL they were teasing, making all these jokes before the game, and they lose 6-0. So there is a risk. You understand that. But I do think, like what you said before about, I think the future of soccer in America, and what makes it fun, what makes it unique is that it doesn't have this tradition. that goes on for a century, that went on for a century, and we can kind of make it our own thing. So if that is a little bit of professional level banter between the clubs, look, I'm for it. I'm not complaining about it. Obviously,
no, the more the better.
More fodder for us. And,
honestly, not even just us. Hire comedians, hire professional roasters who understand the league to write these things for you guys. It'll be better.
Okay, look, we're starting
a whole new
industry.
Yo, clap at every club you play against, please.
Crimson Pizza said, "Look at this. You don't see this too often." Says Alexis is right. If you just want the score update, okay, there it is. If you want the score update, Google is right there. So
there you go. I mean, look, there's no banter coming from Google. And also, people complain, like, act like newspaper headlines weren't this.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't need that anymore. Now you got the clubs doing it themselves. It's a beautiful thing.
Okay.
Robinson, but also if you don't dish it out if you can't take it. I don't know who you're referencing exactly, but yeah, look, I told Chritian he's got to stop. He's got to relax.
Okay.
He can't fight everybody, you know?
Given that Robin's here, obviously, not to make things too sad or anything, but I just want to say RIP to her dog, Caesar. So I mean, Robin's been in Gully Squad for years, and we've all become close. We have a channel for our pets, and so hearing like the whole process and everything going on, we're genuinely grateful that you were shared that with us. So, but yeah, RIP. I know it's obviously a difficult time for you, but obviously we're sending you a lot of love. So thank you, for sharing that with us.
I may have missed that while I was sick. So yeah, RIP.
Okay.
To Caesar.
I want to.
David Morales says, like the hats. Thank you very much. They just got released today, but of course we got them already because we're the Cooligans.
Robin said, "No, Chritian, don't make me cry." Apologies. I didn't want to forget, and I just wanted to point that out because we also met Caesar. Remember when we?
That's right.
We got stuck in Atlanta because our flight was canceled, and Robin was kind enough to let us stay in her home,
hang out with Caesar.
And
then she was like, "You guys got to get out."
Okay. No. Okay, I love them a little bit more than you, so you got to get out of here. But yeah, so I just wanted to make sure I said that. Okay. You said you wanted to talk about Zach Steffen.
Oh yeah. So people are asking, should he be considered the first? I know we talked about it a little bit yesterday. I had some time to think about it. If you had to pick a World Cup squad, who is your number one goalkeeper right now?
Right now, it's still Zach Steffen. I have not lost confidence in him. I mean, but to me, I'm fighting for number one, and I'm fine with either of them, and I'm confident in both. Matt Turner as well. I mean, yeah, he hasn't been playing, and it's unfortunate. But even with Zach Steffen's error, I still have not lost confidence in him. So I would still.
I agree completely. Yeah. I agree completely. But I will say the wrench is thrown in if come World Cup time, Matt Turner has a lot more playing time than Zach Steffen. I think regardless of the league, because shots are shots, I think you have to. Jack, did I say Jack? No, I said Zach.
You said Zach, yeah. Oh wait, somebody said Jack. Jack Steffen? Maybe. I don't know.
I think I said. I'm pretty sure I said Zach. If Matt Turner come World Cup time is Tim Howard's my number one, buddy. We got a lot of updating to do. Facebook is meta now, dude. Come World Cup time, if Matt Turner has a lot more playing time, I don't care what league he's in. He's my number one.
Yeah.
Zach is number one right now, and I have a lot of confidence in Zach. I don't care about the one, major mistake. Happens. What are you going to do? In fact, if anything, I think he's going to learn from it. So I'd rather it happen in Manchester City than with the men's national team.
Yeah.
That said, to me, it's about who comes in sharpest. And if that's Matt, then I'm more than happy to give Matt the number one shirt.
Yeah, and I think after Matt Turner recovers from his injury, he is training with the Revs now. I think he's going to have a lot to prove, and I think he's in the better trajectory to prove himself and then get to play in those World Cup matches. We'll obviously also see in the friendlies that we have this summer. you know, who is available, who's playing. I think that's going to be probably a bigger determining factor in not more than, but at least it's going to be a big factor in if, you know, who gets to start in that first game at the World Cup.
They mistakenly called him Jack Steffen in the UK. Also, Joe Whitlock said, bring back Cuban Premier League legend Brad Fidel. Brad Fidel actually involved in the Miami Stadium deal. So he's out the league. He's out here getting money.
Okay, yeah, he's that, you know, the original cocaine cowboy, Brad Fidel.
The cocaína vaquero.
Okay, David Morales said he really jacked it in the FA Cup. Well put. Mike English said, I'm starting the Gaga for number 1 goalkeeper spot propaganda.
That's Slonina.
Yeah, I'm not against it. You know, obviously, if he gets called up in the friendlies, which I think he will, simply out of like, it's getting to the point. It's getting to the point where it's undeniable. Where like we gotta at least see what he can do. He did get called up once already, I believe, but he didn't play.
The problem with goalkeepers is, especially young goalkeepers, is there comes a time where they have a dip in form, and they have to refine it. It happens all the time, which is why, you know, young goalkeepers aren't always as trusted as they typically are in MLS. Does that happen with the pressure of a World Cup, or is he too young? You know, the guy said he wants to have the most clean sheets ever. The kid's got balls. He's got a big attitude. Is he kind of pressure proof? To some degree,
it's tough to say. I mean, his coach Ezra Hendrickson, I saw a quote from him basically saying like the kid he's the real deal. He's like, he already has 5 clean sheets in 7 games this season. It's pretty remarkable. Just based on the stats, you got to give him credit. You got to give him an opportunity, regardless of how old he is. I mean, they say it's. If you're good enough, you're old enough, right? That's the saying in soccer. And look, I imagine this year in 2022, we will see Slonina in goal for the U.S. men's national team, at least playing 1 game to see what he can do. I think he deserves that opportunity. Does he go to the World Cup? I don't know. It's obviously it's still a big risk. The chemistry, it's not really there because he hasn't played with
John Carl Tripp. Pick a different word, dude.
John Carl Tripp said he's too young. Groom him for 2026, which is like, that's it. That word has now, even in my wedding, I'm like, dude, don't call me the groom. I'm something else. I'm the dude she's marrying.
Shouts to George Sanchez, who said, "Was good. First time watching a live feed. I really should be working." Hey, thank you for playing hooky like everyone else in the chat. Here's what I say. Joe Whitlock said, can't start a 17-year-old goalkeeper in the World Cup. He'll be the guy in 2026. He's going to be 21. You're that much more confident with a 21-year-old than you are a 17-year-old. It really is 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I can't believe at 21 he'll have 5 years or 4 years of experience.
2026, Matt Turner and Zach Steffen are still in the picture. They're not going to be 85 years old. They're very much, if they're playing at a high level and playing consistently, they will have had more experience.
Can Slonina play with his feet? Can he play out the back?
I don't know. I mean, I saw him play once. I don't think that's like the biggest strength of his game.
That's important. That's important for berhalter system. It's important for the World Cup, for the the men's national team squad.
You know, in that case, look, I
would assume so, because who's developing keepers now that can't do that?
Right. I mean, look, I would prefer a goalkeeper with experience. That feels like the right move or the safer bet. But if he proves himself and he's consistent, it doesn't matter how old he is.
Also, dude, if it goes to camp and it comes out that he's now the number 1 within a competition between Zach Steffen, him and Matt Turner, I'm fine with that choice. I don't care he's 17. If the manager looks at this, or if Berhalter looks at this and says, nah, out of the 3 of them, this is number 1 now, I'll be like, all right, you made that choice, baby.
Right.
He's good enough where I'm like, I get it. You know what I mean? And he's gonna mush Harry Kane in the face, dog.
All right. So
all I care about is beating England. That's all I care about.
Okay, so the couple other things I just wanted to let's just wrap up with just looking at the standings in MLS and just kind of see where we are now. Eastern Conference. Philadelphia did take their first loss to Toronto.
We're gonna have to do this quick because my tummy is rumbling.
Oh boy.
I might not have a lot of time.
Okay, so everybody gonna get to see it happen right, right on his computer.
You
chair.
thought that tea spill was bad.
Philadelphia is still leading in Supporter Shield standings, but they did lose to Toronto in some.
So finally took an L.
Little bit of controversial fashion. There probably should have been a red card in that game to Toronto.
100% should have been a red card. You can't studs up someone in the knee and that not be a red card. It's just so weird to me.
It's pretty wild. So I can see why they would be pretty frustrated with that loss. But Toronto, NYCFC lost there 2-1 as well. So they've been having some pretty good form at home. I think the big surprise here, Orlando in second place. Orlando, Pato, having the season he's having, scoring a couple goals. Just like you just don't. I just want to see an injury-free season for Pato, and that would be incredible. And he's doing big things for Orlando, so it's pretty impressive.
It's been so bad that I forgot he was in MLS. So happy to see him doing well this season.
So let's go real quick. Let's go to the Western Conference.
And I know LAFC's at the top, but boy, let me tell you, LA Galaxy are a fun team to watch, man.
Yeah.
Greg Vanny has got them playing together. They all play with Chicharito's character. They're all trying to draw penalties and red cards everywhere they go. They laugh in your face when you push them down. I got to admit, man, all right, look, I got a lot of friends that are LAFC fans. I love what you guys are doing, but bro, LA Galaxy are fun to watch, man.
Joe Willock also just pointed out, yes, Braguzan did get injured. He's out for the season. He tore his Achilles in the game the other day. So speedy recovery, obviously, for Braguzan. Sucks. I mean, he's like an OG in Atlanta. And yeah, it's terrible to see. You hate to see those injuries. I mean, NYCFC just had one with Anton Tinnerholm, and he's finally, after like 6 months, he's finally training and things like that. So hopefully he'll be back soon as well. So speedy recovery for Goose. Yes, LAFC in first place in the Western Conference, but we got a goal from Ismail Tajuri Shradi. Did you see that goal?
Dude, he's incredible.
Dude,
all he does is score bangers off the bench.
When he went to LAFC, we were telling everybody, like, this dude, he has one of the baddest left feet in the league, and he's playing with Carlos Vela, so that's saying a lot. But a great goal. I'm happy to see him happy. We are obviously close with Ismail Tajuri Shradi. We worked with him a bunch while he was at NYCFC.
You keep bringing our personal relationships with these players into this. He's a good coach because he inspired the players.
I'm sorry.
Not to play well.
Are you not
they're all
close? He hugged us at Providence Park when he won MLS Cup.
No, I'm happy. I'm happy for him because he's playing well and he deserves to be at a team where he's getting those opportunities. And I do felt that in that MLS Cup run-up, he wasn't getting those chances.
Yeah, well, you saw Steve Cherundolo give him that nice applause when he scored the goal. I'm happy to see it, and I'm happy for him. Sorry, Alexis, if I'm expressing emotion towards a friend and I want to see him succeed. God forbid.
Do I.
God forbid. The other one
again. Look, it's the beginning of the season. I know people are saying Minnesota United finally scored more than one goal. Who said it? John Carl Tritt said, "Good God, Revs are sinking like a rock." Here's the thing: it's the beginning of the season. Anything can change. You saw how quickly Revs turned it around.
I don't love that attitude.
I don't love that. Once they got Bruce Arena, it's the beginning of the season. This doesn't matter yet.
Nah, man. So Austin FC just won against DC United. DC United was up 2-0, and then they did the Ola Kamara did the dumb move of he took off his shirt. After scoring, got a yellow for that, and then decided to put in
touch an Argentinian player.
You can't. If you got a yellow card, you need to make sure you avoid all Argentinian people at all times.
You cannot go near an Argentinian, bro. If there's meat being grilled, go. You are vegan until the end of that match, bro. You can't go near an asado. He did curl.
Yeah. It was a yellow. He pulled down the player.
If you watch Driussi, because he goes to the ground holding the wrong foot or the wrong knee. He twisted his other one in doing it, but he grabbed the wrong one, and then he hopped up and rolled back onto the pitch while holding his face so that the match would have to be stopped. I mean, these are the type of tactics that I hope young American players start to develop. Just those little bit of dark arts. But as soon as I saw it was Driussi that he was going up against, I was like, oh, look at no shot he's staying in this game, bro. You cannot touch an Argentinian, bro.
He was gone immediately. And then, but props to Austin for coming back because it really turned the game around there. And they scored 3 goals.
Didn't DC go down to 9 at one point?
No.
Or am I remembering that wrong?
I don't think so. No, it was only one red card.
I was watching this on a lot of drogas.
but it was also Felipe. Felipe is on Austin FC. He left DC, and every time a player moves to another team and they play their old team, he was celebrating pretty hard. I don't know. Always
Felipe.
Yeah, Felipe. You're like, all right.
He's kind of a a little bit of a lightning rod.
Right.
And he loves a good controversy.
Douglas Reyes said, and speaking of Ola's yellow card, he says, and it was a tribute to his recently passed away grandmother on Ola's shirt. He's like, oh, blah. Like, yeah, dude. And look.
You could pull the shirt up. You just can't take it off.
Right. Because
Tati Castellanos pulled up a shirt and he said, Forza Familia Rupert.
Yeah.
Which I guess is maybe a family member of his that is going through something that he wanted to give a shout out to. Mm-hmm. But you saw what he did. He pulled out. Hey.
That's all you got to do.
Can't take don't even take the arms out. Just pull right up.
Keep the sleeves on.
Baby, like you at Bourbon Street. You feel me? Just pull it up. You ain't got to go crazy.
So that.
Remember Hosley? Pablo Maurer shared this. Eric Hosley, a player for the Vancouver Whitecaps a long time ago, he had gotten a second yellow for removing his shirt. So he put a short sleeve kit on underneath and a long sleeve kit on over that.
Yeah.
And when he scored, he took off the long sleeve kit and threw it, but he was wearing his own short sleeve kit underneath. Still got the yellow, still got the second yellow, still got a red card. He tried.
Right.
He tried.
He did try, and it was a legendary moment in MLS actually. The fact that he did that.
Great, Eric Hasley, just one of the greatest, most controversial players that's ever played in this league. Absolutely incredible. Also had that insane goal from like a weird angle.
And let's just take a quick look at the NWSL Challenge Cup standings, and it's pretty much looking like do we know who is going to be in the Challenge Cup final? Do we have that sorted out already? I think we do, right?
I know. Angel City hasn't played well because one of their fans tweeted, "Oh no, baby, not like this." So that's never a good sign.
They lost to the Rain, right?
Rain. Yeah,
it was a late goal, but they had the goal from Simone Charlie, who did like a fadeaway header. I don't know if you saw this. It was like she caught
one of the greatest headers I've ever seen.
Dude, it was great. It was like a floating fadeaway. It was dope. But the rain, we're
gonna have to hurry a little bit here because my stomach is.
The one thing I want to say, Bethany Balser, who we met in Florida, remember, just on the street while we were there for Florida Cup. Yeah. But she scored again.
She wears the that medical headband thing.
Right.
For concussions.
And it just when I saw her, we have to get her on the show because she's such a awesome person, a great. Just a great character, and she's an absolute boss. She's just probably, I think, on the verge of just having a very, very strong season this year. There's one round Challenge Cup left, so we don't know who's going to be in there, but it's obviously it's feeling like it's probably going to be the Spirit in leading that division.
Remember, this is just a preseason tournament, so this doesn't always correlate to regular season success.
So
you may if you're one of the teams that has suffered a bunch of losses, maybe you take a few lessons from this.
We saw my favorite. I think Challenge Cup that are going to win the Challenge Cup is probably the Spirit or
yeah, it looks like the Spirit are just
or
too
the
strong.
Reyna Thorn. I think they also have a really strong chance. But I saw Scott Parkinson, the coach for Gotham FC, after the game. He said Washington Spirit are the best team in NWSL. He gave them a lot of respect. Also, Scott Parkinson, a toffee. Yeah. So he's another dude we got to get on the show, hopefully soon. Okay, everybody. That is it for today's show. Thank you so much for joining us here on YouTube Live, youtube.com/soccercooligans. We are here every Monday and Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. For Mondays, it's the football show. Tuesdays, it's a soccer show. So
he never does this whole long thing.
You go to the bathroom. Do what you got to do.
Only when I have to goddamn shit my pants.
I literally did this.
This guy decide he's going to start reading from a goddamn script and give you the entire breakdown of our schedule.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. This is Shouts to US. Our fans named that. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. We love you.
Okay, everybody. Peace. We'll see you next week.